All right, guys, we just recorded. By the way, listen to this, okay? We just recorded and we thought it was going to be one video for the schedule, but instead we did an absolute full-blown comprehensive. And I mean all the way. I mean, we went through every single game in detail, including the preseason, with my good friend Corey here. So I really wanted to just make this pre-recorded just to let you guys know this is going to be a 4 or 5 part special videos. We're going to put it every single day when we start uploading it, and I hope you guys watch the entire schedule videos that we have because we went in detail. Now, the reason I'm even making this is because the first video we didn't actually, I didn't know that we were going to make 5 videos on this, but we did. So that's what we did because it turned out to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. So yeah, so Corey at Canucks News Summaries, the Canucks News Summary guy, he joined me with it. Go follow him and subscribe here and leave a like and let's get this started. But Corey, you get to say the exit. Go
interact with us.
Interact. All right, that was fantastic. Bye, guys. See, no bye. You go watch the videos right now. A week and a half ago, we had the Vancouver Canucks schedule be released, and I just really wanted to talk about it. Some games that are really interesting to me, and also to my friend Corey here from at Canucks News Summaries. What's going on, Corey?
It's a good day.
We are going to be doing this. It's going to be fantastic. So, first of all, preseason. Let's just get this right off the bat. Yep. Not really too much to talk about, except for the fact that it's going to be hockey, right? So here's the preseason schedule. Sunday, September 21st against Seattle. Calgary, Wednesday, September 24th. Again, Seattle, Friday, September 26th. Edmonton, Sunday, September 28th. Calgary, Wednesday, October 1st. And Edmonton, Friday, October 3rd. The light blue ones are at home and the dark blue ones are away. Anything interesting about the preseason schedule?
Yeah, against Calgary on the 24th, they're in Abbotsford.
There you go. And
last year, they had to promise that players would be playing in it because I went to the one the year before, and that was just the Abbotsford team.
I went to last year's, and I had Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson and Rick Tocchet literally right in front of me. I don't know how I got these tickets, and they were super cheap, and I was literally right behind them. So you can probably find me there if you want to actually see me on there. So, all right, let's get to the big stuff. Yep. All right. October, we're going to be going through this game by game. We're going to be talking about some interesting games that are coming up. And we wanted to use these graphics because they look absolutely amazing. These are from the official Vancouver Canucks website. So this is really, really nice. So right off the bat, the home opener against the Calgary Flames. So what do you think?
I'm excited. It's on a Thursday, which is great because that's the day where I have nothing scheduled. Most of their home openers recently have been on Wednesdays, and it's been hard for me to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game, and home openers are always a blast. They always get the new kind of presentations and going stuff, so I think that's going to be interesting. So on the 11th, we have an away game against the Edmonton Oilers, and what's interesting about this is this is Evander Kane's kind of return to Edmonton. What kind of a reaction do you think Kane's going to get?
They'll do a thank you, Kaner video presentation, and people will politely clap.
That's probably very accurate. What's going to happen? All right, we have the St. Louis Blues at home here on the 13th. Not really too much to talk about there.
No. That's the return of Pius Suter. Oh, the number one center of the Vancouver Canucks last year.
How can I, Pius? I'm so sorry. How could I honestly forget this? Unbelievable. Yes, sorry. This is the big return of Pius Suter. So if you are the number one Suter fan in Vancouver, this is the game for you. You know what? Hey, that being said, he was really good for us. So he was really good for us. So I'm sure he'll get maybe a little.
Oh, he'll get a video package.
For sure.
He'll definitely get a video package.
On the 16th, we have an away game against Dallas. If you guys are a big fan of Heiskanen and all them, go take a look at that one. And then we have Chicago away again. This is Connor Bedard. Let's see if he's going to have a better season this year than last year. He was not very good the previous season, but we'll see how good he's going to be this year. I think he's going to have a nice big bounce back campaign. We're going to go against Alexander Ovechkin on the 19th, another away game. And if you guys notice this, these are 5 away games coming up. Pretty early into our schedule, by the way. And then we're going to be going against Sidney Crosby, or maybe not Sidney Crosby if he gets traded this offseason. No, okay. We're going to be going against Sidney Crosby on the 21st, another away game. And to end that 5-game road trip, we're going to be going against the Nashville Predators. Connor Sherwood will be happy with that one because he's a friend. He used to play for Nashville. So
Kiefer Sherwood.
What did I call him?
Connor, which is, I mean, that's perfectly fair to call a hockey player Connor because that's like 90% of their names. So
unbelievable.
You can't blame that. I got a couple things to jump in. So the Dallas Chicago, that is the first back-to-back of the season. I believe this might be Ovechkin's final season of his contract. So that might, I don't know.
If that might be the last time to see him. Yeah,
exactly. And you can say the same thing about Malkin on the Penguins. So 2 surefire Hall of Famers right there. That might be the last games against the Canucks, unless they play later in the year. I think they do, but last games in their barn against the Canucks.
So after that road trip, we have the Montreal Canadiens, which is going to be very exciting. We got to see Hudson play, and kind of like the Montreal Canadiens are looking really good nowadays. It's going to be a hot ticket as usual, and you wanted to mention the time.
Yeah, that's a 4 p.m. start time. Also, the Canadiens added Noah Dobson to their lineup and made a couple other pretty smart additions. So they could be a very big challenge early in the year.
Yeah, I really like Montreal this year. Not to win the cup or anything like that, but I think they're going to take more steps for sure. And by the way, that 4 p.m. start sucks for me. I work till 5, but I'm going to try to get off work early. I'll probably swindle my way into it somehow. Next game after that, we have, it's always fun at home against the Edmonton Oilers. It's the second time we're going to be facing them this season, twice in October, which is kind of nice. And just guys, Edmonton Oilers, so we have a little bit of a rivalry going with them nowadays, and it's always nice to see Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Evan Bouchard and all them. So what do you think about the Oilers game? You think it's going to be as crazy as it usually is?
I don't know if I call it nice to see them. It's fun to watch them play hockey.
Oh, well, I always get a kick watching Edmonton Oilers play. And just see McDavid, man, like,
he's one of the best ever.
I get it. I understand. Like, I'm not a fan of the Oilers. I've made that quite clear very, 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 very many times. But I do appreciate Connor McDavid for sure. It's always going to be good to see. And it's going to be a super expensive ticket. Don't get me started on the ticket prices. It's going to be probably a video rant later in the season, 100%. It is the summer, after all. All right. This is a big one. The 28th, we have the New York Rangers in town. The return of JT Miller. How fast do you think we're going to be getting those JT Miller chants if we are going to get them? And I think we are definitely going to be getting them. What do you think?
It's a really good question. I think, the fan response is probably going to be positive. They'll get the big video package. There'll be some JT Miller chants. But I think it's going to depend how the game goes. Like, if the Canucks have a pretty big lead, I don't think there will be any chance. They'll just be cheering for the Canucks. If the Rangers get a big lead, I think then people will start doing loud JT Miller chants. It's kind of digging into the Canucks.
You think Pettersson's going to be chanting JT? No,
I suspect they might do a show of them shaking hands or something.
You think so? Or what would be amazing if they did their interview press conferences together, like before the game? That would be so good.
I don't think they can. I don't
really?
think that's actually a thing that they allow teams to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't recall a time that actually has happened. So
by the way, it would be interesting to see if the Canucks even do a video package, but I think they will. But
they will. No, they 100% will. He was there for quite a while.
Much drama.
They spoke so glowingly of him. They continued to speak glowingly of him. Like they will 100% do it. I don't know of a team that wouldn't do a video package.
He was a monster for us. I was a huge JT Miller guy, and I know there's a lot of stuff that happened last season, but I was a huge JT Miller guy. I was one of the guys. Pretty sad to see him go, and I hope he does well in New York. I'm sure he will. So it's going to be a fun one. And then we have a Suter once again there, away game against St. Louis Blues.
Blues will be interesting this year. I don't know how much is going to carry on from last year to this year with them.
They should be a decent team. They're always kind of in that range of like, are they really good or are they just good? Like they're have some decent young players.
Yeah, they're a continuous bubble team.
You know what I call them? they're like Carolina, but like one step down. No, they're
Yeah,
not
no,
like
I
that.
know it. Yeah, I know.
Consistency wise, I mean, like
Yeah,
they're like
no,
Carolina, but
yeah.
one step down. They're like that team that Carolina's obviously a tier higher, but they're just always decent enough to make the playoffs. It always feels that way, right? With St. Louis.
I'm laughing because we have Hurricanes at home. Like, you know that
Oh.
meme, we have McDonald's at home, we have Hurricanes at home, is the Blues. Like they're
Oh, really?
like you said,
Is it really?
they're 2 steps down from the Hurricanes. They're consistent, but they're just consistently on the bubble.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
By the way,
neither Hurricanes or Canucks can make fun of them. Well, I guess the Hurricanes have won a cup. The Canucks haven't won a cup, and the Blues have recently won a cup.
why are you reminding me that the Canucks haven't won? The Abbotsford Canucks won the cup, so that is not accurate.
They
Okay. We have, I guess, a cup, some sort of cup. All right. God, we're only in November, guys. It's gonna be a great video. All right, Minnesota Wild. It's the away game against Minnesota. Kaprizov, he's having issues to see if he's gonna stick around for a long time there. But that should be still an interesting game. And maybe Marco Rossi will be on the Canucks. And
I was gonna say I was gonna make that joke. I was gonna say revenge game for Marco Rossi.
I'm too quick on that one.
Yeah,
on the trigger. All right, and then we have of course Corey's favorite Nashville Predators is going to be going on there, and then we have Chicago Blackhawks at home, and we can go watch Connor Bedard again. And so it's going to be nice to see Connor Bedard come home, and hopefully he has a good game, and we still beat him. That would be ideal. So
he's not played well against the Canucks. He's actually one of the few like kind of star players who has not had a good like start against the Canucks.
Yeah, he's definitely no Mangiapane against the Canucks. That's for sure. Absolute Canuck killer. That's why I wanted him actually this offseason. All right. On the 8th there, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets at home. You know what? Just another good young hockey team that is up and coming, and they're always a fun watch. To be honest, I really like Columbus. They're kind of in that Montreal kind of mode. Maybe not as far ahead, but I really like Columbus, so that'd be a fun game. And usually tickets aren't too expensive to Columbus games, so you can actually probably get a half decent deal on that one. Definitely check that out. And then back to back, that's going to be tough against Colorado. It's always just Nathan McKinnon. It's just always fun to Cale Makar versus Quinn Hughes. There's storylines there. It's going to be a fun one. You looking forward to that one? You're going to probably go to that one or not?
I don't think I'm going to go to any of the games this year because that's very expensive, and I live in Abbotsford.
The tickets are, immensely expensive. It's getting harder and harder to go to games, but I'm sure we'll talk about that in a different video for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll talk specifically about Canucks tickets. I think that would be a good one. On the 11th, we have the Winnipeg Jets, Canadian team, and it's nice to see Connor Hallerbeck come over here. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I always enjoy watching the Jets. Tough team to play against, absolute killers in the regular season, but can they pull it off in the playoffs? That's always been their kind of problem.
They lost Nikolai Ehlers. Let's see how they're actually going to be this year, because it's not like they replaced him.
Every year people say, Jets are they lost this, they're not going to be in the defense, not as good, and then they're the top of the standings every single year.
They've been the same team for like 3 years. This is like the first big change they've had, though. Like losing Ehlers, like their top 5v5 guy, is pretty bad.
I still feel they're going to be really good. Who did they replace him with? I guess they're going to have the young guy, not Pacioretty, obviously not the other guy. Come on, help me, Perfetti. Thank you.
I was looking it
Perfetti should have probably a bigger year because of that too. So
but it's like the roster's the same, just minus Ehlers. Like I'm really curious to see if. Oh, and they added Jonathan Taves as their second line.
There you go. So if you want to see Taves back, if that at all interests
that floats your boat, then yeah, go see Taves.
All right, we're gonna get killed on the 14th against Carolina, and
every time we say that, and then the Canucks like beat them or play really well against them. Like the Hurricanes like weirdly don't do well against the Canucks. Even
is that actually true? Because I swear, man.
Yeah, they actually beat them last year. It's so weird. Like every time we watch it, and I think it might just because like the Hurricanes' strategy of we're just going to dominate and throw a bunch of shots at you doesn't work as well when you run into a really good goalie. And the Canucks have historically had elite goalies, and that's also their downfall in the playoffs. They run into elite goalies, and you can't just score on low percentage shots over and over again.
So if you want to go out and see Stan Coven,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's a BC boy, right?
Yep.
That'll be quite an interesting one in Carolina there on the 14th. And then we have, so this is a the last one was a 4-game homestand, and now we're going into a 3-game away stand. This is out all the way out east, and we have Tampa Bay on the 16th, which is always a fun team to play against. Just there's still names there, right? There's always just a lot of star power on Tampa Bay. Always fun. But the real fun one would be Florida Panthers on the 17th, bringing back the Stanley Cup champions. Tkachuk, you know the deal. Sam Bennett, Marchand. It's going to be fun.
Let's see if Tkachuk's actually in the lineup.
That's true.
Because they're talking about him going on LTIR to start the season, and who knows how long that's actually going to be.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. It's always nice to see the Stanley Cup champs. I'm sure it'll be a fun game to watch. On the 20th, we have... Oh,
I got one more thing. That Tampa game is a 2 p.m. Pacific start time.
Oh, ooh, that's going to be... What day is it? Sunday? Okay, I'll be able to watch it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a Sunday.
That's okay. I'm off on Sunday. Whew, close one. Woo, close one. All right. Dallas Stars on the 20th. It's a home game. Again, just another really good hockey team. And we have a play game on the 20th. And then we have a game on the 23rd against the Calgary Flames, which is going to be another really interesting game because it's a home game and it's against Calgary. It's always fun to play against Calgary. Not really too much to say about that. On the 26th, we have the Anaheim Ducks, where McTavish is going to be going against his former Anaheim Ducks team because he's going to be on the Vancouver Canucks. Yes, the dream is going to happen. Guys, listen, it's the dream. He's going to be a Canuck. I'm willing it into existence, okay? McTavish is going to be a Canuck. Okay, well, we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm willing it. The 20, good young team. But again, I don't think they're going to be doing much noise this season, to be completely honest. But they are tougher on the back end for sure.
They're better coached. For all of Quenneville's faults, he's a fantastic coach.
If you're a big Trouba guy, that's the game for you. On the 28th, we have the San Jose Sharks. Celebrini. It's an away game though.
Yep.
But you get to see him on TV, and that's always a treat, guys.
That's a 1 p.m. game. Monster. That's a 1 p.m. Friday game. Then remember, that's a Pacific team. That's a 1 p.m. Pacific start for the Canucks as well. That's such an odd time on a Friday.
You all know what that is? That is a sick call for me, probably. Hopefully my boss is not listening to this. It's a joke. Or is it? I'll let you guys think about that one. On the Saturday, we have the Los Angeles Kings. Is that also at 1 p.m. by any chance?
Oh, that's a 7 p.m. game.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so Los Angeles Kings. Guys, it's the Kings. It's going to be a fun game, but
they're going to be annoying
and good defensively, and just it's the Kings. There's not really too much to say about that. Pain in the ass. Then we have Colorado away, right? Again there on the 2nd. So Colorado. And then we have the Mammoth. We get to check out the new logos and the new jerseys of the Mammoth. It's going to be fun to see. If you want to be one of the first times going against them, that's actually a pretty cool game to go to. So I actually, if I could actually figure that out, I might try to get to that game. I don't think the tickets are going to be too expensive or compared to what they usually are. And I think that would be kind of a cool game to go to. So I'm looking forward to the Mammoth. And they should be a really good team this year. People might be sleeping on them a little bit here. I think they're a good team. Then we have the Minnesota Wild. Again, Rossi might be a Canuck. Let's hope. That's all I'm thinking about with the Minnesota Wild nowadays. All right, it's the dream. Let me dream. Okay. I guess, it's funny. I wasn't even the biggest Rossi guy, but now we're this far into the offseason. I'm like, you know what? Let's get him. All right, let's get him.
I've convinced myself that Pavel Zacha might be a good idea.
I've been on the Zacha train for a while. You know that.
I'm like, that Pavel Zacha.
I've been on that Zacha train. All right, Detroit Red Wings on the 8th. That's going to be it's always nice to see one of the original teams there. If you're a big Cider guy, that would be fun to see. And maybe this might be Axel Sandin Pellikka might be on that team, right?
It might be, yeah.
Right? That's so true. That is some elite hockey knowledge there from Jacob Doodle era.
I have a quick story about the Red Wings.
Shoot, very quick. Let's rock.
Very quick. So my dad went to one of the one of the games in their final season at Joe Louis Arena, and I asked him about it, and he told me it was one of the worst experiences he's ever had. He's like, you could tell why this place is getting ripped down. The seats are uncomfortable, things are rotting, it's falling apart. And I always found that very funny. This story thing. And he's like, yeah, it's garbage.
I love how I'm like very quick, like this is some sort of super serious. We have
to move on to the next game.
Next, this is gonna be like a 4-part special video, by the way, 100%. I'm just the FYI, guys. This is definitely gonna be part 1. All right, Buffalo Sabres on the 11th, their home game, and Buffalo. I don't know what they're going to be this year, to be completely honest.
Say that every year. Say that every year.
I truly don't know. I truly don't know if they're going to be any good this year. I always say they're going to be better, but it's just an absolute slot machine with them. Just the really, because you look at them on paper, man, they have so many good players. It's just crazy to think. But Byram's sticking around for a little bit longer until he comes to Vancouver in a couple years. So that's nice.
I think they're the one factor this year is I like their defense. Because everyone's a year older, and I'm a huge Michael Kesselring fan, and that gives them, like, in all situations, a right shot guy that can play anywhere in the top 4 with any combination and just dominate. So I actually like that. The problem is, will the rest of the team be able to actually come together?
Good fantasy guy, probably, for if you want like a really deep league. It might be interesting guy to have. We have an away game here, and there's actually quite a bit here. There's going to be a 5-game away road trip here, road trip against the New Jersey Devils, which should be a much improved game. And Jack Hughes and Luke Hughes versus Quinn Hughes. So that's always going to be a fun one there.
That Devils game is 9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m. on a Sunday. So
on a Sunday.
Wake up nice and early for that one, guys. It's gonna be a doozy. At least you have the rest of the day after the Canucks absolutely wipe the floor at the New Jersey Devils. Am I right, Corey?
Oh yeah, show Hughes. Show him his brothers are trash.
Hell yeah.
Play for this organization.
I want to go as far as trash, but you know what? They're gonna be future Canucks. You cannot call them things like that. That is
I'll say anything about anyone until they're on the Canucks, and they're the best players ever.
I actually love Jack Hughes, and I think
Jack Hughes
he just stays healthy, man. He just needs to stay healthy.
They concern me. Like, the more shoulder stuff that happens, especially at a younger age, the more concerning it is. The longer the player's career goes on, so they just lose that strength.
Yeah. And Luke Hughes, let's see if he has a big year this year. It's going to be an important one for him. I think New Jersey
on a contract first. He's not signed yet.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I think New Jersey's going to be half decent this year. I think they're going to make some noise for sure. I just think there's too much talent. As long as they stay healthy, right? That's the key with them. New York Rangers on the 16th. Again, we get to face JT Miller, but this time away. So should be a good game. And also they have Adam Fox, and they don't have Kreider anymore, and they've tinkered around that roster, and they should be a really intriguing team to watch in general. Eh?
Yeah, they're a different roster than this year than in years past. I'm actually just pulling it up to look and see. Their defense is. Oh, they have Vlad Gavrikov, one of my favorite players, and legitimately one of my favorite players. Yeah, he's awesome.
So, shockingly enough, I'm excited to watch on the 19th the New York Islanders, who's going to have a lot of youth coming into that roster. I'm actually excited to watch the Islanders games. Like, it's not just obviously they have Barzal and all them, but they made some trades, and obviously they had the first overall draft pick, and it's going to be fun to see how they look this year. I may be too early to really think they're going to be anything decent, but they're always all right. The Islanders, but I think they took a bit of a step back. But we'll see. How good are the young guys? It's really going to come down to them, really.
Well, it feels like a major retooling season in terms of trying to figure out what the next step forward is, which makes sense. You have a new general manager. You do have Patrick Roy. You're never going to tank. That's just not going to be his MO at all. And they traded Dobson. So we'll see. I have no idea what the Islanders are going to be. I don't think they're going to be very good. I think they're going to actually kind of be the same they've always been. But I think it's more interesting because at least it's a different mix of players. Not fully. It's going to be a lot of the same guys you recognize, but there's enough new guys there.
And then we have the return of Pavel Zacha to Boston.
Yep.
Because he's also going to be on the Vancouver Canucks. Like, have you not figured out my elite strategy of just grabbing all the second line centers, combining them together into a number one center? This is my my master plan. But yeah, it's always a fun game against Boston. Zadorov will probably do some shenanigans there. So it's an away game. Boston crowd, usually is pretty good, especially against Vancouver. So it should be a fun one for sure.
This is a weird back-to-back. Why would you have games in New Jersey, New York, and New York, but then do the back-to-back with New York and Boston? I don't understand that. Like, I get it, it's close, but it's not like, come on, schedulers.
Yes, schedulers, figure it out. Corey is not happy about this at all.
There's so much that goes into scheduling. There's so much. I'm amazed that they managed
availability.
Oh, honestly, I'm amazed that they managed to figure any of this out and don't just give up midway through and go, I don't know, figure it out yourself, and then walk away. Like, it's mind blowing what they actually have to put up with.
Next up, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. Rick Tocchet's Philadelphia Flyers, and it's going to be fun to see him in the away bench, not for the Vancouver Canucks. You have Foote versus Tocchet there. There's some fun little storylines there. Also, I really hope just that Pettersson has a big night that night too against Rick. I think that'd be kind of fun. And just in general, what do you think about Philly this year?
I think you're really dropping the ball here. Rick Tocchet's not the main storyline in this game. It's the grand return of Noah Juulsen against his former teammates.
See, this is why I brought you on here for these absolute elite statistics. And Noah Juulsen, you know what? He was a trooper for us, okay?
Yeah.
He was a trooper.
Yep. He was a trooper.
All right. He was all right. He was okay.
Yep. He's a trooper.
So he's all right. And he really did care about the Canucks, and he wanted to come back. So anybody that wants to come back to play for Vancouver, I always have a soft spot for.
I have no problem with anything that Noah Juulsen has said or done off the ice. I like what he did, putting his body on the line for the team. But there's better options. So happy for him that he gets to follow his favorite coach, a guy who believes in him, and go to Philadelphia and play a role there. I'm legitimately happy that after his horrible injuries, he has carved out an NHL career.
Yeah. And I think he's going to continue to have a really good NHL career. And also, I think he's very excited that we just spent 45 seconds talking about Noah Juulsen in this schedule video. So, so there you go, Noah. That one was for you. All right.
For you, Noah. That's for boy.
Next up, we have the home game against San Jose Sharks. Celebrini, home game. I really want to go to that one. But again, like if I go to any games this year, I'm probably looking at 2 or 3 maximum. So I really got to be selective because, again, the tickets are so immensely expensive. And but that would be a fun one. Celebrini is just an absolute treat to watch. He's an absolutely amazing hockey player. Both end of the ice is already on the ice already. Like, it's wild how good he is, man.
It's really funny that in his draft year, and you always compare the first overall pick to the previous first overall pick. So people are trying to compare him to Bedard. It's like, well, he doesn't have Bedard level superstar. He's not like that. But we're only 1 year into his career. It's like, well, he already looks better than Bedard. Now, part of that is like you said, he's a better two-way player. And Bedard just looks beaten down with how bad shit the Blackhawks are. Well, the Sharks kind of have this happy-go-lucky attitude to them.
Next up, we have the Seattle Kraken on the 29th, where Jared McCann is going to be coming back because he's going to be a Canuck again.
Yep. I like this bit.
You like that?
It's a good bit. This is a good bit.
I'm really trying to create a new gimmick here. This is what I'm going with. And then we have the home game of the 30th against the Philadelphia Flyers. Rick Tocchet coming home. What kind of a reception do you think Rick's going to get?
The people who attend Canucks games tend to just be respectful and clap. Unless it's someone who very publicly bashed the team on the way out or whatever, they're gonna clap. Like, I'm pretty sure people clapped for Bertuzzi when he returned, and that was like a pretty bad breakup. And people clapped for like Kessler, and that was a pretty bad breakup.
And I he did some really good stuff here, and he had some good coaching here. In general, he did like that playoff run. He hit a lot of the right buttons, And I do respect that. Obviously, whatever happened last year, who knows what was the cause? Who knows if it could have been better in the back behind the scenes? And I'm sure Rick Talka had a say in it as well. But he left us and he kind of quit on us. I know people are saying he didn't quit on us.
He said himself, "Don't call me a quitter. I'm not a quitter."
He said he didn't quit on us.
The man to quit.
I personally think still to this day, I'm not salty anymore. I've kind of gotten by it, but
yeah, me too.
Because I like Rick and he's really nice. He talks well, and I don't think he's a bad guy or anything, but it just looked real bad in that spot. And remember last year's motto, right? With the whole, embrace the hard, well, and then he left. But so like that kind of tilted me a little bit. But again, the bygones be bygones. I'm a nice guy. I'll let it. Rick, I know you're watching this for sure. I'll let this slide. All right.
I don't hold grudges against, like in the hockey world, against people who have at least done right at a certain point. And like the vibes were immaculate the season before, and and a big part of that was him, the coaching staff, figuring out a great strategy with that team.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the second part of the schedule video. We're going to be going into the third part right now.